There's a group in the United States that is mercilessly stigmatized and discriminated against, so much so that many members of this group hide who they are lest they be shamed and ostracized. It is such a political taboo to be a member of this group that although many representatives and senators in the United States Congress likely belong to it, none of them admits it because it would be political suicide to do so. I'm a proud member of this group, and since I don't have to worry about winning any elections, I wear its label as a badge of honor. The group I'm talking about promotes scientific literacy, critical thinking, and a secular worldview. The group I'm talking about, the group I'm proud to belong to, is atheists. I'm an atheist. I believe that religion is nothing more than groundless, superstitious nonsense that promotes conflict and divisiveness, inhibits the advance of science, sets back medical advancements, limits access to contraception, interferes with LGBTQ rights, and hampers women's paths to equality, among myriad other negative effects. But I'm in a minority here. According to a 2014 Pew Research Center survey, self-identified atheists make up only 3.1% of the US population. And I'm in a vilified minority. Prejudice against atheists is pervasive in the United States. Recent Pew surveys found that far more people have a mostly or very unfavorable view of atheists than of any other religious or ethnic group. The US Congress is religiously diverse in the sense that there are members representing most Christian denominations, Catholicism, Judaism, and Islam. But there are no openly atheist representatives or senators. Not one. I'm sure many members of Congress are in fact atheists, but they stay in the closet lest they become unelectable. And that makes perfect sense, since in another recent Pew Center poll, 50% of Americans said that they were unwilling to vote for a well-qualified candidate of their party if they were an atheist. 50%. A 2004 poll indicates that 51% of Americans believe that it is necessary to believe in God in order to be moral and have good values. But it is absurd to believe that atheism somehow implies a rejection of moral values. Morals and ethics do not require belief in God. In fact, study after study has shown that atheists have lower crime rates and lower rates of social pathologies than theists, and that atheists are on average less likely to hold racist views. There are several ways in which anti-atheist prejudice causes real harm. Perhaps the most insidious is in child custody cases. UCLA law professor Edward Volokh documented numerous instances where atheist parents lost out in child custody disputes because of judicial bias. In these cases, judges explicitly stated in published opinions that they favored the parent who was more observant or provided more religious training to the child. For example, several Mississippi state court decisions favored the more religious of the two parents on the grounds that he or she had superior moral fitness for child raising. It hasn't always been this way. Between 650 and 323 BCE, the ancient Greeks had roughly 1,200 separate city-states, each with its own customs and traditions. Religion then consisted of village rituals and city festivals dedicated to numerous divine entities. Atheism was simply considered one of a number of viewpoints that people could adopt on the subject of the gods. But the golden age of ancient atheism ended when polytheistic societies that had no problem with it were replaced by monotheistic imperial forces that demanded an acceptance of one true God. Rome's adoption of Christianity in the 4th century CE was a defining event because it used religious absolutism to hold the empire together. The use of religion as a means of control has run rampant ever since. And today, we find ourselves in quite a conundrum. Exhibiting what can only be described as baseless hostility arising from stunning hubris, people who believe in demonstrably irrational ideological constructs attach a stigma to those who prefer to ground their beliefs in science and critical thinking. Somehow, the default human condition is the irrational one, and the rational one is the one looked down upon. World gone mad. I'm Jack Azut. Thank you for watching.